Oh, shit.
World War II unleashed hell from above. 2.7 million tons of bombs rained on Europe. London alone absorbed 12,000 tons of German ordnance, metal death screaming from the sky. But here's the terrifying truth. 10% never exploded. They waited. For decades. Right now, across Europe, families sleep, children play, and buildings stand atop hidden graveyards of live explosives. Thousands evacuate annually when these ticking time bombs surface. 80-year-old monsters lurking beneath playgrounds, gardens, construction sites. February 10, 2023. Norfolk, UK. Workers unearth a 250-kilogram demon, a German bomb that's been waiting since 1940. Army specialists arrive, build sand barriers, deploy their defusal robot. They know the risk. After 8 decades underground, these devices are unpredictable, corroded, unstable, deadly.
Oh, shit. Fucking hell, got it. Now.
You've got the video?
Yeah.
Oh, I would say send it to me, but I don't.
No, you're fine. I'll send it to you.
4:56 p.m. The explosion roars for miles, a sound from the past screaming into the present. The robot, obliterated, scaffolding, shredded. Miraculously, no casualties. The sand barrier barely contained the blast. But here's the nightmare. Surrounding Great Britain's waters lie thousands more. A submerged minefield requiring 300+ years to clear. 3 centuries of defusing the past. Imagine your home, your street, your child's school, built over forgotten warfare. The war ended 80 years ago, but the bombs remember, and they're still hungry. Sandu County, China. A cursed autonomous region in southeastern Guizhou, where 400,000 souls cling to existence beneath mountains that hunger for the living. June 24, 2025. After days of relentless rainfall, something ancient awakened within the mountain's belly.
都没信号，我们也没有信号。你命大啊，兄弟啊，这个危险啊，只能要等消防来了。没信号都没信号啊！啊，唔係有報㗎，唔係。
The Hausa River Grand Bridge along the G76 expressway had stood for years, until the earth decided otherwise. A cargo trucker on his routine journey slammed his brakes as the road vanished before his eyes, swallowed by an invisible maw. He stopped mere feet from oblivion, inches from plummeting into the river's dark embrace below. Minutes later, rescue workers extracted him from his cab, trembling and hollow-eyed. But the mountain wasn't finished feeding. Drone footage reveals a massive scar gouged into the mountainside, a wound that bled debris and destruction. The bridge crumbled like paper. A white car tumbled into the abyss, vanishing into shadow. 3 empty construction vehicles from a nearby village were consumed whole. In the top right corner of the footage, watch carefully. A home collapses into the chasm, folding into darkness as if it never existed. Miraculously, no bodies were found. But here's what investigators won't say aloud. In a region plagued by landslides, why did this bridge wait until that exact moment to fail? What was the mountain truly waiting for? It was a quiet summer afternoon on Elm Street when the hum of distant sirens began to rise, echoing through the neighborhood. Within seconds, chaos burst into view. A black SUV sped around the corner, tires screeching, pursued by a convoy of flashing police cars. The driver lost control. The SUV clipped another vehicle, flipped once, then again, metal shrieking, glass shattering, before it slammed into a tree and landed on its side. Smoke billowed from the wreck as two young men scrambled through the shattered windshield, adrenaline driving their desperate escape. From across the street, residents froze, stunned by the sight unfolding before their eyes. Within moments, New York State troopers leapt from their cruisers, weapons drawn, then lowered them to chase the suspects on foot. One suspect bolted toward a porch, tripping over the steps, while another stumbled into the yard, cornered. Then came the unexpected comic relief. A K-9 officer rushed in, tugging along a hesitant police dog who, scared off by blaring sirens and chaos, dug his paws into the grass, refusing to move. The officer, undeterred, grabbed the confused dog's front legs and half-dragged him toward the flipped vehicle, an oddly human moment amid the mayhem. Within minutes, the suspects were apprehended. Officers later discovered two loaded firearms inside the wrecked SUV. Both men, identified as 21-year-old Javar Marshall and 19-year-old Nasir Shafano, were treated for minor injuries. Later, both suspects were charged with second-degree criminal possession of a weapon, a felony carrying up to 15 years in prison. As the smoke cleared and the sirens faded, the street returned to stillness. Only the overturned SUV and scattered debris remained, a silent reminder of how swiftly calm can turn to chaos, and how even in pursuit, humor finds a way to break through.
بدي افضيها والله صادق بقول لك من السياره على الباخره بدي تكفلها شنو السياره ليش رجعت فاضيه.
Chlorine lurks in our homes and factories, a yellow-green specter that kills on contact. Trapped under pressure as liquid during transport, this silent assassin waits for the perfect moment to strike. June 27, 2022, the port of Aqaba. A crane groaned as it lifted tons of pressurized death. Workers below had no idea these were their final moments.
تليلة حبي يا اخوان من تليلة خلاص من السطح
سيدي السطح
خلاص بلش
هذا النوع تحويل تفريغ
هاي شايفها
هي حطوا على
نبلش يلا ها
مظبوط اخذوا ولا حطوا
لا شالوا
طب التليلة رجعت فاضية رجعت فاضية
طلعت فاضية
رجعت فاضية
شو اخذوا من داخل هم
لا
هذا صادر يا اخوان
انا التليلة رجعت بدي يقبلنا قلت جاي قبل الوزن لان هذا بدي افضيها والله صادق بقول لك من السياره على الباخره بدي تكفلها شنو السياره ليش رجعت فاضيه بجوز عمليه المناوله كانت مش قبل مش كويس بس فلت لانه فلت معناته القفل ما كان محكم مضبوط حطوا على السياره.
Snap. The iron rope severed. The container plummeted, shattering on impact. What erupted next was a nightmare made visible. Between 25 and 30 tons of toxic gas exploding into the air like vengeful demons unleashed from hell itself. 13 souls never made it home. Over 200 victims flooded hospitals, their bodies ravaged from within. The horror of chlorine exposure is unspeakable.
الرصيف الريحة قاعدة بتوصل شوي بس خلينا عشان نخليك وكل شيء وقف تحميلها على كمان اطلب قطع مادة.
تمام يا أنس تمام.
شايف معلم لوين بلشت توصل وريحتها لا تطاق. هيا بلشت توصل لهون.
When this chemical invades your body through breath, touch, or ingestion, it transforms the water in your tissues into hydrochloric acid, dissolving you from the inside. Your lungs fill with fluid, drowning you in your own body as pulmonary edema tightens its suffocating grip. The real terror. This massacre was completely preventable. Investigations exposed a chilling truth. Criminal negligence, absent safety protocols, senior officials who callously handed deadly responsibilities to untrained workers, pure laziness, 13 people obliterated, over 200 permanently mutilated, all because someone couldn't be bothered to care. The yellow-green cloud has dissipated, but its victims remain, a haunting reminder that complacency kills. July 17, 2025, Thurston County, Washington. A license plate reader detected something it shouldn't have. A ghost vehicle, stolen and driven by a man with nowhere left to hide. Sheriff's deputies descended upon the location like vultures circling carrion, but the driver had other plans. What followed was a 130-mile nightmare tearing across Thurston County at speeds exceeding common sense and sanity. The stolen car became a screaming metal beast, desperate to escape its hunters. But you cannot outrun the Grappler.
Yes, killer. You see it? Yes, he made another right.
Convenience stay on Maytown. Convenience is authorized.
City 163 just set up space outside media and offering.
80 on position 1 now with Grappler.
For day 1 out, for day we're passing 193rd Avenue right now.
80, I'm gonna go for a grapple.
Believe 80 got for a grapple.
Good grapple, felony stop.
Good grapple.
South at 93rd, we'll be on film stuff.
Let's see some.
Mounted on the deputy's SUV like some mechanical predator, this device lowered silently, a mechanical claw descending toward its prey. A high-tension yellow tether coiled around the rear tire like a serpent strangling its victim. Connected, trapped, finished. One brutal slam of the brakes, and the chase ended in screeching rubber and shattered hopes. The suspect faced fleeing, eluding, possession charges, plus multiple active warrants that had been waiting patiently for this moment. In Thurston County, you can run, but the Grappler ensures you'll never escape. It was just past midnight in a quiet Ontario neighborhood when a homeowner's Ring doorbell camera clicked on. The street outside seemed still, with only a few parked cars lined along the curb. Then, in the distance, a faint roar grew louder, an engine pushing far past the limit. Within seconds, headlights appeared, blinding the camera as a car tore around the corner at terrifying speed. The driver lost control. Tires screeched, rubber burned, and before anyone could react, The vehicle veered wildly across the street. Within seconds, the calm turned into a crash, and the camera captured a flash of sparks as metal collided with a concrete pillar. The speeding car slammed directly into a parked vehicle, shoving it into another. The impact was so violent that debris was scattered across the driveway, and smoke was rising into the night air. For a moment, everything went silent except the faint hiss of a broken engine. After a few minutes, the driver opened the car door and stepped out. And when he was walking, he was trembling as if he were badly injured or drunk. Thankfully, he was saved and didn't sustain major injury. The Ring camera kept recording, every frame a chilling reminder of how quickly chaos can erupt from calm. Elk Grove Village, Illinois. A quiet, forgotten community until July 7, 2017, when hell came knocking at 6:04 a.m. Inside the Grecian Delight food processing plant, a contractor's blood ran cold. That smell, sharp, chemical, unmistakable. Ammonia, a warning of invisible poison flooding the air. 15 agonizing minutes passed. He alerted maintenance. The worker investigated, sniffing around like a man searching for his own death sentence. Nothing seemed wrong. His aging senses betrayed him, nose blind to the toxic cloud accumulating around them both. 6:48 a.m. The contractor returned, the stench now overwhelming. Then he saw it, gas hemorrhaging from a pipe, a white specter of death pouring into the room. He fled. Seconds later, burst. The pipe exploded in a full-scale ammonia meltdown. 100 workers scrambled for exits, racing against an invisible killer filling every hallway, every breath. Security cameras captured the gas devouring the engine room, blinding all surveillance like a predator stalking prey in darkness. Then, a spark. Source unknown. Origin unknowable. Ignition. Fire consumed the engine room. Smoke choked the building. Pressure mounted. Unbearable, unstoppable, until the structure screamed in agony. The explosion annihilated interior cameras. 2 exterior cameras vaporized instantly. Only one survived, capturing panicked employees fleeing across a state highway. Their only escape route, a gauntlet of speeding vehicles that could crush them as easily as the blast behind them. One woman burned, scarred forever. The cause? A loose valve. Simple. Preventable. Deadly. Elk Grove Village learned that morning. Catastrophe doesn't announce itself with fanfare. It whispers with the smell of ammonia. May 6, 2019, Bethany, Oklahoma. An ordinary afternoon until 30 children aboard a school bus became witnesses to unspeakable horror. Northwest 36th Street and North Hammond Avenue. The intersection where every parent's nightmare materialized.
Are you guys all right? Sit down. It's 46 today. This is a bit of an accident at Hammond and 36. I could not see you around a plaza. I pulled out in front of a police car. Sit down. Sit down, guys. Sit down.
A police cruiser collided with the bus in an explosion of twisted metal and shattered glass. 30 innocent souls thrown violently inside their yellow coffin. Miraculously, the children survived. Driver and officer hospitalized, then released. But the Bethany Police Department has remained silent ever since. Why? Questions fester like open wounds. Was the officer pursuing the white car glimpsed in the footage? Then why were their lights and sirens dead? The speed limit, 35 miles per hour. But how fast were they really going? Google Maps reveals a stop sign on North Hammond Avenue, standing since 2007 like a silent sentinel. No stop signs on 36th Street, no traffic lights. The bus driver accelerates into the intersection. Did they fail to yield? Or did something draw them forward? Something invisible, irresistible? The footage reveals nothing. The police say nothing. 30 children know what really happened that day. January 24, 2025. An ordinary morning. A man working beneath his truck in the quiet sanctuary of his garage. He couldn't have known he was seconds from incineration, fresh power steering fluid, a simple battery cable adjustment. Then, crack, the positive terminal arced, spitting white-hot sparks into his face like miniature lightning strikes. One spark fell, through a pinhole leak in the fuel line, into pooled gasoline vapor. Ignition. Watch the footage. He shoves harder, muscles screaming, as fire crawls up the engine like a living thing. A microscopic flaw that transformed routine maintenance into a brush with death. One spark, one pinhole, everything almost lost. In the suffocating darkness of rural Ohio, where 84,000 old-order Amish souls dwell in America's second-largest settlement, ancient ways collide with modern horrors. May 14, 2022, 2:45 a.m. The witching hour had passed, but something wicked still roamed Ashtabula County's desolate roads. Sheriff's deputies received frantic calls about a phantom carriage consuming the entire roadway, weaving erratically through the blackness. Inside sat Nathan, a local Amish man whose glazed eyes and liquor-soaked breath told a disturbing tale.
Hey! Wake up! There's a Bud Light can sitting in there and he passed clean out.
That's what he did for me.
He'll go home. The horse knows how to get home.
The horse knew the way home, but its master had surrendered control to demons in a bottle. Nathan claimed to be 21, but his slurred words betrayed him.
Get in front of him and slow down.
421. Go ahead, 21. You're getting check out?
We might have it stopped. Nope. Disregard. He just rammed it into my car. Hey! Stop your horse! Stop your horse! Stop your horse! Get your horse!
That's where you guys go.
Grab your horse!
The breathalyzer read .06, just beneath the legal threshold, yet enough to seal his fate under Ohio's merciless OUI laws. Here's where it gets truly chilling. Ohio's revised statutes specifically mention any vehicle, streetcar, or trackless trolley. The American Bar Association confirmed the terrifying truth. Horse-drawn carriages fall under this cursed definition. But there's a sinister loophole. Had Nathan been riding the horse directly, he would have escaped justice entirely. Horses aren't vehicles under Ohio law, a twisted legal nightmare. Nathan's punishment, 180 days probation and over $5,000 in fines. Blood money for the destruction his runaway buggy wrought upon the officer's patrol car. In Ohio's Amish country, even tradition can't outrun the law's dark reach. Ningbo, China, August 9, 2024. Lunchtime for 9.6 million unsuspecting souls. At the port, a Taiwanese container ship sat motionless, a ticking time bomb disguised as cargo. Inside its metal belly, lithium batteries and TBPB, a volatile organic compound that detonates above 86 degrees Fahrenheit.
本来照的是这里，后来他们这样子。
哦，这也太那什么了吧？
我操！
The temperature climbed. Chemistry took over. The explosion ripped through reality itself. A blinding flash. A deafening roar that convinced thousands a bomb had been dropped on their city. Workers sprinted in pure terror, convinced war had arrived. Debris rained from the sky like hellish confetti. A truck driver, frozen in horror, watched as death fell around him. Twisted metal, concrete chunks, flaming wreckage hunting for victims. Miraculously, the largest pieces missed his vehicle by inches. He sat trapped, surrounded by destruction, waiting for rescue or a second blast to finish him.
哇，好浓！哇，爆了，爆了！哇，你吓到了！哇，这什么东西爆炸了？哦！哎呦！
The shockwave traveled like an invisible fist, shattering windows half a mile away. Office ceilings cracked. Glass exploded inward. Firefighters battled the inferno until 5 p.m., wrestling with chemical flames that refused to die. No fatalities, this time. But China's second-largest port lay crippled, paralyzed by a container that should never have been there. 1 degree too hot. One careless shipment. One split second from mass casualties. The port of Ningbo learned, some cargo doesn't just arrive, it detonates. It was an ordinary winter morning in Forest Hill on January 22, 2025. The streets were almost quiet. First, everything seemed normal, but at 11:56 a.m., the porch camera on a quiet residential street began to capture what seemed like another uneventful moment. A small brown package had been delivered earlier, neatly placed on the homeowner's porch. No one thought much of it, just another delivery in the age of online shopping. But then, something unexpected unfolded.
R3.
Within seconds, a black car slowed down in front of the house. It didn't park, it just lingered, suspiciously. The front door remained closed. The streets were still, and then, without hesitation, a woman stepped out of the car. She was dressed in all black, a t-shirt and track pants. Her sleeves were pulled up, revealing tattoos snaking down both arms. She didn't seem lost. She didn't knock. She didn't hesitate. Her eyes glanced at the package as if she had been watching it all along. Then, with a chilling boldness, she turned her head toward the camera, smirked, and uttered 2 words.
R3.
For free. Within seconds, she was on the porch. She crouched, grabbed the package as if it were hers, and turned around with mechanical confidence. Her every move was swift but unhurried, like someone who had done this before. She walked back toward the car, didn't even look over her shoulder, opened the door, tossed the package in, and drove off. By the time the porch was empty again, only 17 seconds had passed. But those 17 seconds told a full story. This wasn't just a theft. It was a daylight robbery carried out with complete audacity. There was no disguise, no attempt to conceal her identity. Her face, tattoos, clothing, and getaway car were all caught clearly on the Ring camera. Investigators believe this may not be her first time. Her comfort, her confidence, and her comment suggest a repeat offender. A professional porch pirate who preys on homes during the day when owners are likely at work and deliveries are left unattended. Authorities encourage homeowners to take proactive steps. If you're expecting a package and won't be home, ask a trusted neighbor to collect it for you. Consider installing visible cameras or smart security systems and avoid leaving high-value items in plain sight. This footage is a stark reminder that no neighborhood is entirely safe from petty crime, and that modern porch piracy isn't just a nuisance, It's a calculated act, often part of a larger trend. Saudi Arabia, December 2019. A nation sitting atop 297 billion barrels of oil, 17% of Earth's liquid death, stored in vast underground chambers. At a bustling gas station, locals chatted, pumped fuel, oblivious to the bomb brewing beneath their feet. Deep below the concrete, a leak, gasoline vapor accumulating in the darkness, searching for oxygen, waiting for a spark, finding both. The platform erupts like a volcanic maw opening to hell. Concrete ripples in impossible waves, solid ground transformed into liquid terror. Men scatter like prey fleeing a predator, primal survival instincts screaming. One fool rushes toward his car. Watch the top left. A vehicle peels away in panic, ripping the gas pump from its foundation. It whips back like a scorpion's tail, miraculously without spraying more fuel onto the inferno below. Another angle reveals the true horror. Metal grates launched hundreds of feet skyward as flames roar from the earth like demonic jet engines. The ground itself has become a flamethrower. The cause? Underground tank failure. Invisible, undetectable, inevitable. No confirmed deaths this time. But the station? Obliterated. A blackened crater where people stood moments before. They walked on a time bomb. Every footstep, every filled tank, rolling the dice. The earth remembers what we bury, and sometimes it spits it back as fire. Yunfu, China, a bustling city of 2.3 million unsuspecting souls. Among them, a restaurant owner whose carelessness would nearly cost lives. February 13th, 2023. Traffic flows. Pedestrians swarm the streets. Inside a small noodle house, something sinister accumulates. Invisible death seeping from faulty gas lines, filling every corner, every breath of air. Hours pass. The building becomes a pressurized coffin of flammable vapor. It's no longer if it will detonate, only when. Watch the footage, frame by agonizing frame. Women stand outside, laughing, oblivious to the bomb they're leaning against. They have seconds left. A demonic fireball erupts from within, an inferno clawing its way into the world. Windows explode outward, thousands of glass daggers launched at flesh. Bodies are hurled through the air like rag dolls. Then comes the debris, a massive chunk of sliding destruction hunting a couple on their scooter, smashing them to the pavement. The aftermath? Chaos. Firefighters, police, blood. By sheer impossible luck, the restaurant was empty. Those outside survived with minor injuries, but their terror remains eternal. One forgotten gas line, one lazy inspection. Death was robbed that day, but it came so close. May 5th, 2025, Springfield Township, Ohio. Officer Austin Branham made a routine traffic stop that would spiral into unthinkable darkness. The woman behind the wheel drove on a suspended license, hunted by an active arrest warrant.
Yes, you are suspended with a warrant for your arrest.
I am?
So, do me a favor, that warrant, and because you are suspended actively. Oh. Hey.
What?
Come here.
Hello?
The raccoon has her meth pipe.
As what?
Oh my God.
Her meth pipe. He's playing with the meth
Hello?
pipe right now. No, don't reach for it. That's evidence now.
Oh, I don't want him to have that.
That's why I'm gonna do it. Hey, buddy.
Huh?
It's okay.
Okay, you're on Arlington. He'll be here in 2 minutes. I'm right across from my house.
Is that what that
A
is?
few minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is what she's smoking meth in.
Okay.
The raccoon's playing with her meth pipe.
All right.
Oh, there's no way. He's trying to smoke it.
All right. Thanks.
There's no way. All right, enough fun and games.
Here.
Yeah.
Huh?
Oh.
Branham detained her without resistance, but something was watching from the back seat. What happened next defied all rational explanation. According to Branham's chilling report, a pipe-clutching raccoon named Chewy had seized the woman's drug paraphernalia in its tiny, grasping paws. The creature's discovery triggered a full vehicle search, and what police found turned laughter into horror. Bulk methamphetamine, crack cocaine, glass smoking pipes scattered like cursed relics throughout the car's interior. The driver, 55-year-old Victoria Vidal, was arrested for multiple drug offenses, crimes stacking upon crimes like bodies in an unmarked grave. But here's what haunts investigators. Was Chewy an innocent pet, or something more sinister? A trained accomplice, a witness to unspeakable transactions? The raccoon survived unharmed, released into the wild. But what secrets does it carry into the darkness? What did Chewy truly see? Smederevo, Serbia, April 8, 2021. The Danube River, 1,800 miles of ancient, unforgiving water connecting Germany to the Black Sea, claimed its prey. Barge workers stood atop a heavy-duty vessel, overseeing sediment transfers, a routine job. Simple instructions: watch the piles. Don't let them get too heavy. They failed. The barge groaned, a death rattle of stressed metal buckling under impossible weight. Water began rushing over the sides, hungry, relentless. One worker felt it, the deck tilting beneath his feet, the vessel dying beneath him. He had seconds. Watch him leap, a desperate gamble, launching himself toward safety as the barge collapses into the river's throat. Had he hesitated even one heartbeat longer, the undertow would have dragged him down, sucking him beneath the surface to drown in cold darkness, trapped under tons of sinking metal and sediment. The Danube doesn't forgive mistakes. The vessels belonged to DMV Shipping, a company whose reckless violations of safety regulations throughout 2021 became impossible to ignore after this footage surfaced. Rules broken, lives endangered. All for what? Saving time? Cutting corners? The worker survived by pure instinct and impossible luck. But the river waits, always patient, always hungry. Next time, someone might not jump fast enough. March 10th, 2021, Fayetteville, Arkansas. Jimmy Avenue became ground zero for something that defied explanation. Officer Harris arrived first, his headlights illuminating a nightmare. A van engulfed in flames perched unnaturally atop a steep driveway like a demonic altar. Then it moved.
433 is 97.
Hey, watch out!
The fire had devoured the brake lines, feeding until gravity seized control. The flaming vehicle began its descent, a rolling inferno with no driver, no soul, just hunger.
Headquarters. Headquarters, this rolled down the hill.
Get to stomping.
House is good? Yeah. Good. Okay.
Officer Harris scrambled with neighborhood children to extinguish the yard flames spreading like contagion across manicured grass. The fire department arrived moments later, focusing on the still screaming van. Their official explanation: engine overheated. But engines don't spontaneously combust on residential driveways. Brake lines don't burn through at the exact moment needed for maximum destruction. And witnesses swear they heard something inside. Scratching, trying to get out, or was it trying to stay in? Graham, Alabama, a forgotten speck in Randolph County, harbors secrets darker than its 200 souls dare whisper. On the cursed date of June 7, 2025, a grandfather and his innocent grandson became unwilling witnesses to mechanical horror. They trailed a pickup truck towing what seemed like ordinary equipment, a cement road roller. But fate had sinister plans. Without warning, the massive roller tore free, transforming into a murderous projectile hurtling down the asphalt. The approaching Subaru had no escape. Metal screamed. Time froze. Miraculously, the driver survived to dial 911, trembling and disoriented. The pickup driver materialized at the scene like a phantom, muttering about a broken bearing. But was it really an accident? Watch the footage closely. The roller erupts from its hitch after striking a bump, as if possessed. It swerves right, then left with deliberate malice, before slamming into its target with devastating precision. In Graham's eerie silence, one question haunts the shadows. Was this truly mechanical failure, or something far more sinister waiting to strike again? February 8, 2023, Baltimore, Maryland. A stolen car screaming through city streets, police sirens wailing behind like harbingers of doom. CCTV cameras became death witnesses. Watch the stolen vehicle hurtling toward the intersection. A missile with no guidance system, no conscience, no brakes. North Avenue's red light means nothing to the demon behind the wheel. 33-year-old Sean Lee Brunson, car thief, about to become murderer. Crash. The stolen car obliterates a civilian vehicle in a sickening T-bone collision. Metal screams. Glass explodes. Both cars launch sideways into a brick building like battering rams against ancient walls. The building shudders. Then, collapse. Bricks rain down like tombstones falling from the sky, burying both vehicles in a concrete grave. Dust mushrooms outward, choking the street. On the corner stood Alfred Fincher, 54 years old. Wrong place, wrong second. The building crushed him. 5 others injured, broken, bleeding. 2 from the stolen car itself, reaping what their driver had sown. Brunson survived to face justice. Vehicular manslaughter, theft, driving without a license. 29 years, 4 months, 24 days. But Alfred Fincher, eternity in darkness. 1 selfish decision, 1 red light ignored, 1 life extinguished beneath the rubble of someone else's recklessness. Teslas drive themselves. But on April 6, 2025, one woman discovered they could do something far more sinister. Yubei District, Chongqing, China. A woman in her 30s piloted her Tesla Model Y down a congested street until she lost control. Or did the car lose her?
我操！我飞起来了，从这个老车直接飞过来了。我要肉。这是看好快呀天！我拍个照，你干嘛拽我？我操！我在车里面就发了。
这个你的手拿着方向盘啊！
哎呀，那是好黑人喽！看。
那就不是这车起烟子了。
起烟正常啊，查到了。我靠！我说那是好黑人喽，看个车架飞起来了，我日起火了。一个女的下来了。我日妈呀，把那个垃圾桶装了完了。那个好黑人喽，看。别慌，没事。车倒走吧，不慌，没事。王主，我日起火了。我的妈呀！
那你走吧。
前面有车打住！哎呀，你别慌，你别怕，这人事儿都发生完了，你怕啥呀？
Instead of crossing the intersection, the Tesla launched itself skyward, defying physics and reason. It became a metallic projectile, careening through a truck before rolling violently, once, twice, 3 times, finally landing atop a row of luxury vehicles like a predator claiming its kill. Porsche, Audi, all crushed beneath its weight. The woman walked away with scratches. Tesla's back-end data revealed the chilling truth. She never hit the brakes. The car was in single-pedal driving mode, a mode that supposedly prevents such disasters. But here's what terrifies investigators. What if she did try to brake? What if the car simply refused? What if it wanted to fly? In Chongqing's shadows, one question echoes. Who was really driving that day?